Hello, my name is Mark Pimentel. I'm one of the CAM application specialists here at Hawkridge Systems, and in this video we'll be talking about the tool selection options within the TechDB. So as part of the feature-based approach within CAMWorks, there is the automatic feature recognition and the intelligence-based machining. Basically what that means is it finds the features for us and then it automatically applies operations based off those feature types. As part of that intelligence-based machining, it also chooses the tool appropriate for that feature size. So what we're going to see in this video is how it actually selects the tools for the feature type. Let's take a look at what we have on screen here. We have a rectangular pocket on the top of this part, and we have a similar rectangular pocket on the bottom that happens to have a corner radius. Using the default TechDB and the strategy called rough, rest, and finish, it generates a roughing operation, a rest roughing operation, and then a finishing operation. You'll notice that the second operation did not calculate. You'll also notice that for the roughing operation and the rest rough, it chose the same tool. Now, if we take a look at the roughing operation, it chose a tool that should be able to rough out all that material. But if we take a look at the representation here, this black arc right here actually represents the diameter of the tool and how it was not able to go into that corner rad. If I'm using a 3/4 inch tool, I won't be able to machine this 1/4 inch corner rad. So how does it select the tools and how do we modify it so it actually selects the tool based off the way that we would have selected the tool? Well, if we open up the TechDB and I go to the feature strategy, so in this case I'll go to rectangular pocket, and we take a look at the rough, rest, and finish, and in this case for the blind pocket with no corner rad, what it does is it chooses a tool based off of the use expression. Now in this case, it is looking at the Inscribed Circle and choosing a tool diameter that is within 75 to 40% of that Inscribed Circle. So what is the Inscribed Circle? Well, let's take a look at it inside the operation itself first. We can see that when we're choosing a tool, it actually gives us this little feed out here in the part file itself. The Inscribed Circle is the largest diameter circle that can fit within the walls of this pocket, or in the case of a slot, within the boundaries of the slot. This represents the largest diameter tool that could fit in there, but obviously we need some sort of radial step over in order to properly rough out this part. So that is why it takes a percentage of that Inscribed Circle to select the tool for roughing. But for semi-roughing or rest roughing, we probably want to get more into that corner. If we go back to the TechDB, we can see that it uses a similar expression to step down the diameter of the tool. In this case, 30 to 10% of that Inscribed Circle. But for a pocket like this or similar features like this, it wouldn't really make much sense to define the feature selection off of the Inscribed Circle. That's why in this TechDB, I've created one called rough, rest, and finish for big pockets. Big pockets, basically my way of naming it so I know that this is for large rectangular pockets, but that might have small corner rads. In this case, I've based the rest roughing off of the finish radius. The finish radius is the actual corner rad of the feature itself. Now to see this in use, I'll go back to my part file here, and I'll go into a configuration where I have the same pockets, but this time I'm using the operational strategy that I've chosen called big pockets. If I generate operation plan, we can see that it chooses a 3/4 inch flat end mill to rough out the part, but now it chooses a 3/8 tool to do the semi-roughing. And in this case also a 3/8 tool to do the finishing of the walls. Both these operations here were based off of the finish radius, the corner rad of the pocket. You'll also notice that on the back side of the part, for the pocket that has the corner rad, it actually switched to using a hognose tool that has a 30th rad on the corner. If we take a look at the criteria here, the feature condition of a blind pocket but with a bottom radius, you'll see that I was able to tell it for the semi-finishing and finishing to use a hognose tool. And in the case of the semi-finishing, I wanted it to have something that had a finish radius that fits in the corners, but for the finishing of the walls, I told it to base its tool selection off of the base radius. This is the bottom corner rad of the pocket. Now it is set to choose a tool that has a bottom corner rad of the tool that matches either 100% to 10% of that bottom radius. To see how that works, let's go back into my part file and I'm actually going to do a design change where I change it from a 30 thou rad to a 60 thou rad. And we'll see how that determines which tool to be used. So now when I've regenerated the operation plan, it took a fresh look at the feature. The feature actually has now a 60 thou rad. It selected a tool that has a 60 thou rad from my active tool crib. Now, one of the other options on here that would be very useful for certain features is the length and width option. To see how that works, let's take a more practical example. That being something like a O-Brown pocket, or what is normally called in the industry a slot. So let's take a look at a part that has some slots on them. Now you'll notice on this part I have 3 features on here. 2 would be called O-Brown pockets inside of CAMWorks, and 1 is technically still an O-Brown pocket, but because it goes over the edge, that will be identified as an irregular slot. But basically the way I would prefer these to be machined is with a tool that's essentially on size, almost creating a slotting operation. Now to get the TechDB to do that automatically for me, what I'm going to do first is I'll get it to extract machinable features. So we can see we have O-Brown pocket 1, O-Brown pocket 2, and then irregular slot 1. Essentially just still an O-Brown pocket going over the edge. I'm going to change these to the strategy that I've created called on size O-Brown. And I'll do the same for the slot. I have one called on size edge O-Brown. Now I've programmed these basically the same way. What I'm doing here is I am using the criteria of the width of the feature to determine the size of the tool. Now this is almost in line with how I would have programmed this. I would look for this sort of slot, this sort of O-Brown pocket, and try and determine which tool would be exactly on size, in which case I can just zigzag back and forth along the length of the part. So I'm going to click on Generate Operation Plan, and you can see that it generates a single contour mill. And the way I've programmed this is it should actually just go right down the middle as I would normally do if I were programming this either manually or if I were doing this as a traditional slotting operation. If we take a look at the other features, even though this is not on size, the criteria still chooses a tool based off the width, and then the operation itself just does the radial step over. If we take a look at my feature that is over the edge, I can actually do a slotting operation on this one as well using a similar criteria. And all I did in that strategy, if I go back to the TechDB for something like an O-Brown pocket, my criteria was the width, and in this case I have it set to 100% of the width at the maximum side, and just in case it is not exactly on size, I'll take a tool that is as low as 10% of that width, giving me a wide range of tools selections for this particular feature. So basically using the tool selection options within the TechDB allows us to further refine how the tool selections are done based off the criteria that we would have used ourselves. Again, the idea with the TechDB is as you go along programming your part, saving back operational strategies, you can also save your criteria for selecting tools as well by using these options within the operation tool selection window of the TechDB. Any questions of this or anything else, give us a call at the phone number found on our website, and stay tuned for the rest of the videos on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.